for wounded soldiers to a resettlement center equipped with vocational trade and skill acquisition facilities. Thank you, sir.
Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce the presence of the representative of the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Khan Salisu. You are welcome, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, it is my pleasure to announce the presence of the representative of the Corps Commandant, Nigerian Army Corps of Signals, Brigadier General Clement Iyere. You are welcome, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, while we await the arrival of the special guest of honor, permit me to acquaint us with the program of today's event. Distinguished invited guests, the program of events for this ceremony is on page 3 of the graduation program being handed out to you by the ushers. For the benefit of those who may not have a copy, permit me to now acquaint you with the details of this graduation ceremony. We are presently on item 3 of the graduation ceremony program, which is the arrival of very senior officers and invited guests, just as we are witnessing at the moment. This will continue up till item 8 on the program of the event. On item 9 is the arrival of the special guest of honor. On his arrival, the special guest of honor will inspect the quarter guard at the charity gate before proceeding to this venue. Upon the special guest of honor's arrival, we shall recite the national anthem and the pledge. Thereafter, the safety brief of this venue will be given by the safety officer. This will be followed by the welcome address by the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center, after which the Director of Training will deliver the course outline before the conferment of graduation certificate by the Commandant or the graduating participants of Nigerian Forces Settlement Center Course 1 of 2025. Proceeding to item 14 on the program of events will be presentation of awards to deserving participants before the special guest of honor will deliver his graduation address. Immediately after the special guest of honor's address, the Commandant will make a token presentation of gifts and souvenirs to our esteemed guests. And thereafter, the special guest of honor will receive the vote of thanks by the Deputy Commandant. This will then be followed by group photograph at the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center photo stand. Please be informed that at the end of the group photograph, all directors and selected guests will be required to accompany the special guest of honor and the Commandant to the exhibition arena, where made in Nafrc product will be displayed. At the end of the exhibition, the special guest of honor and other distinguished invited guests will then proceed to the officers' mess and Danjuma Hall respectively for lunch. Now, a look at the training objective of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center. The mandate of the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center is to empower retiring personnel of the Nigerian Armed Forces with relevant trades, vocational skills to enable them integrate into civil society and enjoy productive post-service life. In order to actualize this mandate, the following objectives were set: to enable retirees establish their own businesses under their own supervision, to adequately prepare retirees for gainful employment after retirement, and lastly, to prepare retirees psychologically for retirement into civil life. Furthermore, the realization of the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center mandate has greatly been successful, especially with the pre-disengaging training of the order and cadre, of which the center has successfully graduated 55,000 candidates, and the introduction of the senior and mid-level officers entrepreneurship and management course. It is worthy to note that the center has greatly transformed in terms of infrastructure, training, and welfare for participants as well as its staffs. It is on this premise that the current Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center management is committed to the development of entrepreneurial capacity of officers and soon-to-be retirees of the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center. The band, please. Let us now look at the organizational structure of the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. The center is organized into the headquarters headed by an Air Vice Marshal as the Commandant. The Commandant is assisted by a Major General as the Deputy Commandant and 5 directors who heads the Directorates of Coordination, Training, Logistics, Administration, and Finance, respectively. It is important to state that there are 2 battalions in the organizational structure of the center. The battalions are the Administration Battalion under the Directorate of Administration and the Training Battalion under the Directorate of Training. The training battalion is responsible for the welfare and administration of the participants. Also, the center has various workshops where participants are engaged in various practical sections. These workshops are headed by officers appointed as commanding officers, while selected civilian staffs are appointed as heads of departments. While we await the arrival of the special guest of honor, may the band please give us some light musical interlude. The band, please. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Group Logistic Command, Air Commodore U.S. Umaru. You are welcome, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, I am delighted to announce the presence of the Commander, Aircraft Maintenance Depot, 637 Aircraft Maintenance Depot, Air Commodore M. Umaru. You are welcome, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, it is heartwarming to recognize the presence of the Secretary, Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center Officer's Wife, the Secretary, Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center Soldier's Wife Association, and our entourage, Mrs. Adetoro Grace. You are welcome, ma'am. So that I don't announce the... Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, permit me to recognize the presence of the representative of the 501 Personnel Management Group Commander, Wing Commander O. Augustine. You are welcome, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully recognize the presence of the Chief of Defense Training, Rear Admiral I.A. Shetima. You are welcome, sir. He is accompanied by Air Vice Marshal S. Lawal, retired. You are welcome, sir. check that back if there is seat and take her there. Take. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, I am delighted to recognize the presence of the Commander 661 Hospital, Ikeja, Air Commodore K.U. Obi. You are welcome, sir. No space. No space. Yes.
Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests. So permit me to announce the presence in our midst of the Commander 81 Deep Garrison in person of Brigadier General H.M. Bukar. You're welcome, sir.
Augusta. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I respectfully recognize the representative of the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Brigadier General A.A. Lawal. You are most welcome, sir. But let the Oga don't come now. We cannot send him away now.
Morning. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, any moment from now, the special guest of honor will arrive in this hall accompanied by the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, and other distinguished invited guests. You are please requested to rise as the special guest of honor enters this graduation hall. It is further requested that you remain standing until the guest of honor takes his seat. You are once more please reminded to please switch off your mobile phones. Thank you, sir. see what's happening. What's HAG? What's HOG? HAG.
Heavy airlift group.
Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests. Permit me to announce the presence in our midst of the Commander 301 Heavy Airlift Group in person of Air Commodore A.O. Bamidele. You're welcome, sir. When you write all these applications, I'm not in the Air Force. I don't know what it is. Please don't write applications for me again. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, permit me to announce the presence in our midst of the Air Officer Commanding Logistics Command in person of Air Vice Marshal A.K. Ademuagun. You're welcome, sir.
Let me ask her, she's the one that wrote it.
She's in person or being represented. Then
Housewife. Is it only the information that she gave you?
Hold on. Is she the person or she's the one? She's one. And again, there's list up there. They said the room she's in. There's some people that you need to come out because the CDS wife is going to enter that same room. This room by itself.
So we should go and pursue them.
That is telling her. Which of God say come and tell them. So I said, let me go
So
and
you
tell
know
you.
if you tell them. Abi? Yes. I know her, architect Rekia. But if she's not in the hall, we can't announce her. Come now. Is there SND here? I not capture them.
Don't sit back.
You guys, it's rowdy. It's rowdy here. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to inform this audience that the special guest of honor has just finished inspecting the quarter guard, and any moment from now, the special guest of honor will be in this venue. Please be reminded that we are all requested to rise as soon as the special guest of honor enters this hall. Thank you, sir.
No, those award. The chat for that. No mind that. She don't know what they do. She tell me be a problem. Everybody do their work. She define who no final.
very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, may I announce the presence in our midst of the President Defense and Police Officers' Wife Association in person of Mrs. Ogogo Wabi Musa. You're welcome, ma'am. The President is being accompanied by the President, Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wife Association, Architect Mrs. Rekia Abubakar. Also being accompanied by the Depot President is the representative of the Naval Officers' Wife Association President, Mrs. Josephine Mohammed. You're welcome. We also have on our entourage the coordinator, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Officers' Wife Association in person of Mrs. Rupaya Kumama. You're welcome.
All these people, why they come plenty like this today now? Seats no dey.
The arrival of the special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosun Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, ably represented by the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command, Major General K.O. Alibu, General Service Staff. You're welcome, sir. The pledge. Defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. Please be seated. Please be seated. The special guest of honor, sir, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatunbosun Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, ably represented by the Commandant Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Alibe, General Service Staff, representative of the Executive Governor of Lagos State, representative of the Executive Governor of Ondo State, representative of the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Defense Training, the Chief of Defense Training and Operations, Rear Admiral I.A. Shatima, the representative of the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Brigadier General Ebawa, the PAMSEC Ministry of Defense, ably represented by the Director Navy, Mr. Joel Adeoye Christopher, the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Bashir Imaman, the host, President, Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Ogogo Wabi Musa, the National President, Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, Architect Mrs. Rekia Abubakar, representative of the National President, Naval Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Josephine Oamen, Principal Staff Officers from Defense and other services headquarters here present, General Officer Commanding 81 Division, Nigerian Army, Major General F. Yawa, the Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral M.G. Oamen, the Air Officer Commanding Logistics Command, Air Vice Marshal A.K. Ademuabu, the immediate past Commandant of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal A.H. Ameshinola, Admiral Superintendent Naval Dockyard Limited, the Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Commandant and Commanders of military and paramilitary formations here present, Senior Military Officers both serving and retired, Director of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, the Coordinator, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Rukaya Maman, and other members of the Officers' Wives Association here present, heads of federal departments and security agencies in Lagos State, President, Retired Army, Navy, and Air Force Officers Association Lagos Chapter, officers, servicemen and women, and staff of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, participants of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Course 1 of 2025, captains of industry, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am Commander C.P. Oche, the Center Public Relations Officer and the Master of Ceremony for today's passing out ceremony in honor of disengaging participants of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Course 1 of 2025. My co-compare this morning is Major E.C. Okume. It is my distinct honor and privilege to once again, on behalf of the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Bashir Bini Maman, welcome the special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatunbosun Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, who is ably represented here today by the Commandant, Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Alibe, General Service Staff, as well as our distinguished invited guests, the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, and to Buhari Hall, the venue for this passing out ceremony. As we proceed, I humbly implore all our distinguished invited guests to please sit back and kindly listen to the safety brief for this venue, the safety of service.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Warm welcome to you all. We are gathered here at the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Buhari Hall, Oshodi, Lagos, for the passing out ceremony of Nafrc participants of Course 1/25. I will begin the presentation by providing you with an overview of your surroundings. There are 5 exits in this auditorium, each clearly marked. Exit 1 and 2 are designated so exits, while the other exits can serve as both entry and exit points. Exit 1 and 2 are located behind the stage where the special guest of honor and other dignitaries are seated. Exit 3 is at the far right of the auditorium and Exit 4 is at the far left. Exit 5 is located at the rear of the auditorium, directly in front of the special guest of honor. Additionally, there are 2 lavatories backstage behind the special guest of honor. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Warm welcome to you all. We are gathered here
The special guest of honor, sir. At this point, permit me to respectfully invite the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Bashir Rimi Maman, General Service Staff, to please deliver the welcome address. The Commandant.
The special sir, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosu Oluyede, Nigerian Army veteran, ably represented by the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, person of Major General K.O. Alibi, Ground Service Staff, my mentor, who have served with the battalion while he was commander at Operation Wise Road. I was his twice. I want to thank you for taking care of me, sir. The representative of the Executive Governor of Lagos State, representative of the Executive Governor of Ondo State, the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Defense Training, Rear Admiral I.A. Shetima, representative of Chief of Defense Intelligence, Brigadier General A. Awaka, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Defense, ably represented by the Director of Navy, Mr. Joel Adewe Istola, the President, Defense and Police Officers Vice Association, Mrs. Ogogo Babi Musa, National President, Nigerian Air Force Officers Wife Association, Architect Mrs. Rukaya Abuaka, Nigeria Abuaka, representatives of the National President, Naval Officers Wife Association, Ms. Josephine Abuami, Principal Staff Officers from Defense and Other Services Headquarters, their presidents, Hero Officer Commanding, Iguan Division, Nigerian Army, the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Air Officer commanding Logistics Command, Nigerian Air Force. Immediate past commandants of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, AVM Amish Lola and his spouse, and AVM Iloyosu. Former Commandant, former Deputy Commandant, Air President, Admiral Superintendent, Naval Dockyard Limited, Admiral Superintendent, Naval Ordnance Depot, the Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Commandants and Commanders of military and paramilitary formations, Air President, senior military officers, both serving and retired, directors of Nafrc, the coordinator, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Officers Wife Association, my darling wife, Mrs. Fukaya Mama, and other members of the various Officers Wives Association here present. The head of the Federal Department and Security Agencies here in Lagos, President here, the President, Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force Officers Association, Lagos chapter, officers, servicemen, women, and staff of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, participants of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center +1-2025, captains of industries, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the place, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome our special guest of honor, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosun, Nigerian Army Medal, who is ably presented here today by Major General K.O. Anui, Grand Service Star, PhD, Commander, Travel, and other special guests and well-wishers in this special occasion. The passing out ceremony in Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, participant of 1-2025. It is indeed a memorable day for officers, servicemen, and women, including the civilian staff, as well as the entire African community, and particularly the graduating participants, as we witness the first national ceremony for the year 2025. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate the achievements, commitments, and fulfillment of excellence for these senior citizens and their family members as they graduate from the center, and to bid them forward from a distinguished career of service and dedication, as most of them exceed armed forces from there. This special guest of honor, sir, on behalf of the Nafrc community, I say a big thank you, sir, for honoring our invitation. We are most grateful to have you in our midst. We are also delighted to have all other distinguished personalities, commandants, commanders, special guests, and well-wishers that have acceded to our invitation. We indeed welcome you all. Your presence here today is a clear manifestation of how dearly you hold this great institution. The Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center provides relevant vocational training, engage in research and development, and render consultancy services geared towards adequately preparing retired personnel to face the challenges of integrating into civil life. Suffice to state that the realization of the center's mandate has greatly been successful. So far, the center has trained over 53,000 personnel of the armed forces of Nigeria, paramilitary agencies, and allied armed forces have been trained there since the establishment of this center. The center provides training and aids beneficiaries to be equipped with entrepreneurial skills towards self-sustenance. This in turn enables retiring personnel contribute meaningfully to their various communities, thus preventing them from becoming a liability to society and contributing also to national development. At this point, let me express our profound gratitude to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Minister of State for Defense, the Senate and House Committees on Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the services chiefs for their guidance and support. It is the period that I assume command we have provided modest achievements in the test that and senior level career course in entrepreneurship and management training. And about a month ago, the center was able to graduate 31 senior officers that participated in the second embedded course this year. Similarly, as part of efforts to prepare the tertiary servicemen and women to integrate into civil life, the center introduced a series of lectures on the importance of business registration in conjunction with public affairs function for the participants. This will help equip the participant with the benefit of business registration, which includes legal recognition, business credibility, access to financial services, brand protection, tax benefits, and compliance. Other benefits are entrepreneurial training and mentorship, and system knowledge to maintain corporate governance. We are also providing conducive environment for training and well-being of personnel through prompt maintenance of infrastructure and training facilities. These achievements are, however, not indicative of the free training period. Despite the use of funds, these are the cost of providing training, feeding, healthcare, and general environments, which continue to pose serious constraints. The center has continued to explore ways to progressively overcome these challenges because the individual training and further development of the center. One of such ways, the development of the Nafrc 38-hectare agricultural land at the web through Lagos State government. This is intended to expand training and production capabilities in the areas of agriculture, waste management, and alternative power solutions. We have also prepared to commence the upgrade of the center's information technology facility to host a vibrant website and e-learning capacity. This, when completed, will enhance the capacity of the center to extend instructions to participants who are unable to physically attend the retirement course at Nafrc for one reason or the other. To also enable Nafrc to more effectively follow up on national activities of the graduates after they've left the space. The center has continued to provide national training to youth within the Nafrc community and its immediate environment as its corporate social responsibility. Similarly, we intend to institutionalize vocational training for widows, orphans, and orphans of our deceased personnel. This will complement current efforts of Nafrc Officers' Life Association under the auspices of the BOA. Most importantly, our special appreciation goes to His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for approved increment of starter pack for the participants, expansion and upgrade of Nafrc websites, and structure for e-learning, digitalization through electronic archiving and storage of records for the center, as well as the approved part of funds for renovating and equipping workshops with modern industrial equipment. We remain very grateful. Our gratitude also goes to the chief of first staff and service chiefs for their continuous support and strategic guidance. Let me once again congratulate the disengaged participants on this occasion of your graduation. You are agreed with me that all my other courses you attended while in service, this one was specifically geared towards your personal self-development to aid you in transiting to civil life. As you graduate today, you are transforming from active military duty to the honorable region of veterans. Who continue to make positive contributions to unity, peace, and progress for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I urge you to make yourselves available and join the leader chapters wherever you decide to settle. Finally, it is a delight that I once again welcome our guest of honor, our distinguished invited guests to this ceremony. We highly appreciate your presence. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Shall we give the Commandant another round of applause? The special guest of honor, sir. Next on the program is the course highlight. Sir, we cannot truly appreciate a course unless the content of the program is known. The special guest of honor, sir, without further ado, permit me to humbly invite the Director of Training in person of Brigadier General I.O. Olatunji to deliver the course highlight, and thereafter invite the Commandant for the conferment of graduation oath and conduct the presentation of certificates and awards to the graduating participants. The Director of Training.
The special guest of honor, sir, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, ably represented by the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Aligbe, General Service Staff, representatives of the Service Chiefs, the Chief of Defense Training. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I am Brigadier General I.O. Olatunji, the Director of Training. It is important to acquaint you with the highlights of Pre-Discharge Course 1 of 2025 on their successful completion of their training here at the center. The center is pleased to have positively impacted on the participants with life-changing skills within the 6 months period of their training. This is in line with the center's mandate, which is, I quote, to consistently provide quality training, engage in research and development, and render consultancy services geared towards adequately preparing returning personnel to face the challenges of reintegrating into civil life. End of quote. The participants have enhanced knowledge and gained tremendously for attending this course. The 6 months course benefits to the participants are as follows. It prepares retirees mentally and psychologically for resettlement into civil life. It trains retirees in different vocational skills to enable them establish their own businesses. It prepares retirees for employment and new life after retirement. It also provides adequate counseling for successful disengagement training. Lastly, it offers post-training consultancy services to ex-servicemen. The special guest of honor, sir, the participants of Pre-Discharge Course 1 of 2025 assembled on 6 January this year with a total strength of 585 personnel of the Armed Forces of Nigeria who have served for about 35 years and a few others that opted to voluntarily retire from military service. The posted strength of Course 1 of 2025 is 585 and comprised of 399 personnel from the Nigerian Army, 138 from the Nigerian Navy, and 48 from the Nigerian Air Force. However, during the initial mandatory medical screening conducted, a total of 43 participants were declared medically unfit for the course and they are returned to their units. The return to unit personnel include 23 from the Nigerian Army, 16 from the Nigerian Navy, and 4 from the Nigerian Air Force. The medically unfit participants were documented, counseled on their medical condition, and referred to receive further treatment in medical facilities close to their units. The center maintained close contact with the return to unit personnel for mandatory biometric documentation and verification for department procedures while the training progressed. All medically unfit participants will receive the Nafrc certificate of exemption alongside their graduating colleagues. Sir, for this graduation ceremony today, we are proud to present to you a total of 542 participants of pre-discharge course 1 of 2025, who successfully completed all necessary requirements for the award of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center pre-discharge certificates. Details of the participants according to the services are as follows. The Nigerian Army, with a strength of 362, comprised of 11 Army warrant officers, 239 master warrant officers, 78 warrant officers, 31 staff sergeants, and 3 sergeants. May the Nigerian participants please rise for recognition. You may please be seated. Next is Nigerian Navy, with a strength of 134, comprised of 16 master warrant officers, 9 warrant officers, 32 petty officers, 25 leading seamen, 38 able seamen, 12 seamen, and 2 ordinary seamen. May the Nigerian Navy participants please rise for recognition. You may please be seated. Next is Nigerian Air Force, with a strength of 46, comprised of 9 master warrant officers, 6 flight sergeants, 13 sergeants, 15 corporals, 2 lance corporals, and 1 aircraftman. May the Nigerian Air Force participants please rise for recognition. You may please be seated. Thank you. The special guest of honor, sir, please permit me to recognize female participants of Nafrc Course 1 of 2025 who participated actively in the 6-month training alongside their male counterparts. The female participants are 24 in number and comprised as follows: 17 from Nigerian Navy and 7 from Nigerian Air Force. May all the female participants please rise for recognition. You may please be seated. The special guest of honor, sir, I shall proceed to acquaint you with the important activities in the course of the participants' 6-month training here in the center. On resumption to the center, the participants were properly documented before conduct of medical investigations to establish their fitness level. Thereafter, they were exposed to orientation on various workshops within the center in what we refer to as workshop selling. The aim of the workshop selling was to expose the participants to all 33 entrepreneurship and skill acquisition facilities available here in the center, with a view to encourage them to select a particular workshop that they will be trained for the 6 months duration. The various skill acquisition workshops for participants include auto mechanic, welding and fabrication, household toiletries and cosmetics, fine arts, ceramics. Others are shown on the screen. The center engaged the services of psychologists from the guidance and counseling unit to assist the participants in the choice of their workshop. The Commandant equally gave the participants opportunity to select a second choice workshop as additional skill to learn from the center within this period. Subsequently, the participants were duly registered and commenced training from Mondays through Fridays in their selected workshops. They also received general studies lectures on entrepreneurship, corporate security, situational awareness, behavioral studies, and life after retirement by external resource persons programmed for Thursdays of each week. The hands-on time for the participants during practical sessions was intentionally increased for course 1 of 2025, and the Commandant approved supplementary periods of practical sessions for them during weekends. This greatly improved the capacity and skill acquisition of the participants. Having participated actively in instructional and practical training for 3 months in their respective workshops, the participants were exposed to local study tours in their workshop groups, and they visited contemporary factories, local markets, and private businesses relevant to their fields of specialization within Lagos. At the end of the 4th month, all participants were assessed during a final written and practical proficiency test in their respective workshops. Next, the participants proceeded on industrial training, and they were attached to several government-owned farms, businesses, private companies, and industries for a period of 4 weeks in the 36 states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory. The industrial training experience exposed the participants to contemporary work environment relevant to their fields of specialization in the actual local government areas and states which they plan to settle after retirement. All the participants safely returned back to the center after their industrial training and completed their individual and group projects in the final production stage prior to graduation today. It is worthy of mention that the participants of course 1 have designed and produced several innovative projects, handcrafts, and farm products that will be displayed for exhibition shortly after this ceremony. It is pertinent to state that all participants, irrespective of vocational trade, are now able to produce marketable products or render services in their acquired skills and capable of managing a small-scale business. Every participant of agriculture is capable of growing farm products for profitability and food security. All participants that took the general management studies are capable of taking up a second employment in management position or set up a successful private business. The participants of security and safety management are able to provide industrial and commercial security for their employers or run a private security company. Therefore, the participants of course 1 of 2025 have fulfilled all the requirements to qualify them for graduation today. They are now adequately equipped to face the contemporary civil society and ready to make positive contributions towards national economic development. Consequently, it is my privilege and honor to announce that in line with the federal government of Nigeria Empowerment Plan for retiring personnel of Nigerian Armed Forces, graduates of course 1 of 2025 have been trained and equipped with relevant skills and trades for a successful and economically viable life after retirement. They have also been found worthy in character and learning. At this juncture, the special guests of honor, sir, representatives of service chiefs, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, may I now respectfully invite the Commandant Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal Biar Mama, General Service Star, to please confer certificates on the graduates for pre-discharge course 1 of 2025. All the participants of course 1 2025 may please rise for conferment of certificate by the Commandant. Commandant, sir.
The guest of honor, sir. By the powers conferred on me as the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, I, Air Vice Marshal Bashir, really honor, hereby confer on you this award distinctly and collectively as graduates of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Course 1 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. You may please be seated. We have come to the end of course highlights. I will now hand over to the Master of Ceremony to continue with the rest of the proceedings. Thank you, sir.
Shall we give the Director of Training another round of applause for that first? The special guest of honor, sir. It is customary to give award to participants who distinguish themselves during the period of training. The center measures training through continuous assessment, discipline, leadership quality, written tests and assignments, group work, class attendance, and practical sessions. Special marks were allotted to participants who created innovative and relevant products for exhibition during personal ceremony. The participants with the highest points in the cumulative assessment were nominated by their instructors and considered for award by the committee set up to determine the awardees for course 1 of 2025. It is significant to state that 2 additional categories of award to instructors and most resilient participants introduced for previous course has been upheld for course 1 of 2025 and sponsored by the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center. Accordingly, awards will be given to the participants of course 1 of 2025 and instructors as follows. The Leadership Award for Best in Leadership. The Chief of Defense Staff Award for Best Innovative Projects. The Chief of Army Staff Award for Best Nigerian Army Participants. The Chief of Naval Staff Award for the Best Nigerian Navy Participants. Others are the Chief of Air Staff Award for Best Nigerian Air Force Participants. The Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Award for Most Resilient Participant. Award to Most Outstanding Female Participant. And lastly, the Outstanding Instructors Award. With the kind permission of the special guest of honor, sir, we will proceed with the presentation of awards to deserving participants and instructors of course 1 of 2025. The first category of award to be presented this morning will be the Outstanding Instructors Award. The Outstanding Instructor Award goes to 4 outstanding instructors selected from various workshops. May I add that the award is a group award to deserving instructors from various workshops. The special guest of honor, sir. The first instructor to receive this award is Master Warrant Officer Olufemi Cornelius, the RSM Training Battalion. To present the first Outstanding Instructor Award, may I respectfully invite the immediate past commandant of this Grace Center in person of Air Vice Marshal A.H. Ameshinola. Air Vice Marshal Ameshinola.
No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I will by the youth. Which one will they pick? Namiro. Let us switch to K fast now. Switch to K fast. They're fifth now. They're fifth. Now you do. Now the idea, now the idea didn't bring.
Thank you, sir. You may have your seat, sir. Next is Master Warrant of Sambala Umar from Woodwork Workshop. To make this presentation, may I humbly invite the representative of the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Brigadier General A. Lawal, to make this presentation.
Yeah, just zoom now, come now. You don't enter, you don't enter.
Thank you, sir. You may have your assistant. Sir, the third instructor to receive award is Mr. Ademokunwa Taiwo from Food and Beverage Workshop. To make this presentation, may I humbly invite the coordinator, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Rukaya Mama. Thank you, ma'am. You may have your assistant. The special guest of honor, sir, the last among this set of presentations to be made is to Mrs. Benjamin Immaculate from the Weaving and Textile Workshop. To make this presentation, may I respectfully invite the President, Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, Architect Mrs. Rekia Abubakar. Thank you, ma'am. The special guest of honor, sir. The next category of award is to deserving participants of Course 1 of 2025, starting with the award to the best female participant. The recipient of this award is leading staff nurse Adekoju Bamilere. To make this presentation, may I respectfully invite the President, Defense and Police Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Ogogo Wabi Musa, to make this presentation. The floor is Sir, the next is the Commandant Award. The Commandant Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Award is for most resilient participants. The recipient of this award is Master Warrant Officer Abubakar Muhammad. presentation is none other than the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal B.R. Mama. May I respectfully invite the Commandant to make this presentation. Thank you, sir. Sir, the next set of award is to the best graduating participants in order of merit from the services, that is the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. We shall begin this presentation of award with the Chief of Naval Staff Award for Best Nigerian Navy Participant. This award is presented to the Nigerian Navy participant who scored the highest mark among the Nigerian Navy participants in entrepreneurship, workshop examination, general management, and practical sessions. This award goes to Warrant Officer Oche Moses from Agri Workshop. To make this presentation, may I respectfully invite the Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral M.G. Oamen, to present the Chief of Naval Staff Award. Thank you, sir. The special guest of honor, sir. The next award is the Chief of Air Staff Award. The Chief of Air Staff Award is presented to the best Nigerian Air Force participant who scored the highest mark among the Nigerian Air Force participants in entrepreneurship, workshop examination, general management, and practical sessions. This award goes to Sergeant Itodo Abraham Ako from Household Toiletries and Cosmetics. To present this award, may I respectfully invite the Air Officer Commanding Logistics Command, Air Vice Marshal A.K. Ademuago, to present the Chief of Air Staff Award, the AOC. Thank you, sir. The next award is the Chief of Defense Staff Award for participants with the most innovative projects. This award is presented to the participants who design and produce the best products in the center within the 6-month period of training. And this award goes to 4 participants, and they are Master Warrant Officer Timothy Sally from Welding and Fabrication Workshop. Next is Able Seaman Turaki Musa from Waste Management Workshop. Also to receive the award is Warrant Officer AGK Chibuzo Ogonna from Fine Art Workshop. Sir, the last but not the least in this category is Flight Sergeant Kata Adija Salam from Photo Studio Workshop. To make this set of presentation, may I most respectfully invite the Chief of Training, Defense Training, in person of Rear Admiral I.A. Shati, CD3. Next, the naval seaman from waist. Next, the warrant of ATK Chibuzo, final. The last but not the least, Flight Sergeant Katahi Adija Abdulsalam. Thank you, sir. Sir, we shall now move to the award by the retired Army, Navy, and Air Force Officers Association. This award will be presented to the best graduate participants in all of merit from the services, beginning with the best Nigerian Army participants, and this award goes to Master Warrant Officer Patrick Ocheji. Next is the best graduating Nigerian Navy participants, and this award goes to Warrant Officer Oche. So last in this category is the best graduating Nigerian Air Force participants, and this award goes to Sergeant Itodo Abraham. To make this process of presentation, may I respectfully invite the chairman, retired Army, Navy, and Air Force Officers Association, Lagos Chapter, retired Air Commandant Musa. The last set of awards will be presented by esteemed special guests of honor, beginning with the Chief of Army Staff Award. The Chief of Army Staff Award is presented to the best Nigerian Army participant who scored the highest mark among the Nigerian Army participants in disciplinary workshop, examination, general management, and practical sessions. And this award goes to Master Warrant Officer Patrick Tocheji. Next is the Leadership Award. The Leadership Award is in recognition of high level of discipline, leadership quality presented to the participants who were well organized, punctual, and have led the course throughout the period of change. This award goes to the overall course senior for participants of Nafrc of 2025. This award goes to Army Warrant Officer Bello. The next award is the Army Corps Seniors, and the award goes to Master Warrant Officer Umar. Also, the award for Nigerian Navy participants Corps Seniors, and the award goes to Master Warrant Officer Sani Femi. The last award is for the Air Force Corps Seniors, and the award goes to Master Warrant Officer Ali Isa Muhammad. This set of awards will be presented by esteemed special guests, beginning with the Chief of Army Staff. May I, at this juncture, humbly request the Commandant to most respectfully invite the special guest of honor to present this award to the best Nigerian Army participants, the Chief of Army Staff Award and the Leadership Award. The Raw Corps Seniors, this award goes to Army Warrant Officer Bello. The next award is the Army Corps Seniors, and the award goes to Master Warrant Officer Umar. The Navy Corps Senior, and the award goes to Master Warrant Officer Osani Ofemi. Lastly, the award Air Force Corps Senior goes to Master Warrant Officer Ali Isa Muhammad. Thank you, sir. Shall we give the special guest of honor another round of applause? The special guest of honor, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, with the presentation of the Leadership Award, we have come to the end of this segment of the ceremony. We shall now proceed to the special guest of honor's address. The special guest of honors are very senior officers serving and retired, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the high point of this graduation ceremony. In a a few moments from now, we shall be privileged to listen to the much anticipated address from our special guest of honor. Without further ado, may I humbly request the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, to most respectfully invite the special guest of honor, the Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olutubosun Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medic, ably represented by the Commandant and Doctrine Command.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Defense, ably represented by Director Navy, Mr. Joy Adeoye Christopher, the Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal B.R. Maman, the host, President, Defense and Police Officers Wives Association, Mrs. Wade Musa, National Vice President, Air Force Officers Wives Association, Advocate Rekia Abubakar, Representative of the National President Naval Officers Wives Association, Mrs. Josephine Boame, Principal Staff Officers from Defense and other services headquarters present, General Officer Commanding 81 Division Nigerian Army, Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Air Officer Commanding Logistics Command, Immediate Past Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal A.H. Amesholola, and his amiable wife. The Admiral Superintendent, Naval Dockyard Limited, the Deputy Commandant, Past Deputy Commandant of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Major General Ebo Enedu, retired, the Deputy Commandant, Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Commandants and Commanders of military and paramilitary formations present, senior military officers serving and retired, directors of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, the coordinator of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Officers Wives Association, Mrs. Rukaya Maman, and other members of the various Officers Wives Association here present, heads of federal departments and security agencies in Lagos State, President, Retired Army, Navy, and Air Force Officers Association, Lagos Chapter, officers, servicemen and women, and staff of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, participants of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Course 1, 2025, captains of industry, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is customary when we gather, whenever we are bereaved, we stand in silence for 1 minute in honor of compatriots that have transformed the fallen heroes. Today, we gather to celebrate compatriots who have served our country meritoriously and are living unblemished. It is on this note that I'd like to crave the indulgence of the Commandant and other invited guests to permit me to elevate this ceremony by requesting that the participants remain seated and the rest of us stand and give a clap offering for the sacrifices of this community. This morning, I am honored to be in your midst to represent my boss, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosun Oluyede Nigerian Medal, Chief of Army Staff, who had planned to be here in person, but for some other exigencies of duties that took him to Benue as a prelude to the coming of Mr. President yesterday. And so he has asked me to offer his regrets, and so I stand in for him, and I'll read his address. So whenever you hear I, it is the Chief of Army Staff. In the course of this address, if there is any mistake, I take full responsibility. It is with deep respect and profound honor that I stand before you today as special guest of honor on this momentous occasion of your graduation from the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Course 1, 2025. Today is not just a ceremony, it is a tribute to courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to the service of our dear nation. Your journey has been one of discipline, resilience, and selflessness. As you transit from the battlefield to civil life, it is our hope that you enjoy your post-service life and apply the knowledge and skills you have acquired in your respective areas of endeavor. You will from now on take full charge of your time as planners and executors of your personal daily activities. This may sound exciting and promising, but beware that you need to properly manage your new vocations in order to be successful. Being a retired military personnel, the society will expect a high ethical standard and discipline from you in order to maintain your honor before the civil populace. You will also have to prove in your social and business interactions that you pass through a highly disciplined system. As our ambassadors, I believe you are all capable of excelling in your future endeavors and will positively influence your environment by contributing to the security and development of your various communities. Note that there are no societies or countries without challenges. As veterans, therefore, your communities will look up to you to support safety and security initiatives, as well as security agencies to tackle community-based crimes and security challenges. Please be an advocate of peace and make yourself available in providing such assistance within the ambit of the law. It is only necessary for me to inform you that the service life has its peculiar pitfalls and challenges at the individual level. Some of these challenges and pitfalls you might encounter include inadequate resources, misuse of financial benefits, retirement benefits, negative influences and deceit from fraudulent persons, poor management of physical and mental health, as well as life devoid of regimentation and uniform-induced immunity, to mention but a few. It is therefore wise to embark on an extravagant lifestyle that is above your means or engage in non-familiar business ventures. I believe that the journey here has exposed you to several professional opportunities, entrepreneurship procedures, and general management skills to assist you avoid this pitfall in order to have a stress-free and meaningful life in retirement. On this wise, I enjoy to employ experience and skills you acquire for a productive economic life as reintegrate into the society. Let this revolution be a reminder that retirement is not the end of service, but the beginning of a new chapter. One, filled with potential, peace, and promise. Continue to inspire, continue to lead, and never forget you are and will always remain true heroes of our land. I wish at this juncture to commend the Commandant, officers, servicemen and women, and civilian staff of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center for maintaining focus and doggedness and ensuring that our armed forces personnel are exposed to the latest trends in global entrepreneurship and management training before retirement. I urge the center to sustain the laudable efforts for high-quality human resource development that is beneficial to our retired personnel and society at large. Let me also acknowledge and thank the family members and well-wishers for their understanding and support over the years. On our part, the Armed Forces leadership will continue to ensure that personal welfare at all levels are given prime attention in line with our various command philosophies. We will also sustain support for the advancement of this center with a view to transforming it into an international center of excellence for vocational training. I wish to appreciate the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Officer of the Federal Republic, for his exceptional leadership and guidance. I will not fail to, very importantly, appreciate the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his committed support towards capacity development of the armed forces and improvement of the welfare of both serving and retired personnel. We remain ever grateful to His Excellency. On this note, I once again congratulate the graduating participants and wish you all journey blessings back to your respective destinations and warm reception of your loved ones. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless the Armed Forces of Nigeria.
Shall we give the special guest of honor another round of applause? Thank you, sir, for those words of wisdom and encouraging endeavors. Once again, thank you, sir. The special guest of honor, sir, I shall now invite Major E.C. Opume to take this segment of the program. Major Opume.
The special guest of honor, sir. Next on the program is presentation of gifts to our distinguished guests. May I state that presentation of gifts is in recognition of the efforts of various associations, military formations, units, individuals, and organizations that contributed to the success of this course. Without much ado, may I most respectfully invite the coordinator, Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Rukayat Mama, to make a token presentation to some of our invited guests. The coordinator, ma. The coordinator, ma, I will humbly request that you please remain standing to make a token presentation to presidents of other services' wives immediately after the first one. First to be presented with gift is the immediate past coordinator of the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Grace Ameshilola. Next is the President of Police Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Elizabeth Egbetokun, ably represented by Mrs. Oluwatoyin Jumo. Next is the President of Naval Officers' Wife Association, Mrs. Ijoma Ogala, ably represented by Mrs. Josephine Uwame. Next is the President of Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, Architect Mrs. Rekia Abubakar. Next is the President of Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Minam Uluyode, ably represented by Mrs. Evelyn Adejimi. Next is the President, Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, Mrs. Ogogo Wabin Musa. May I respectfully invite the Commandant to make this presentation. The Commandant, sir. Also to receive gifts this morning is the immediate past Commandant of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center, Air Vice Marshal A.H. Amishilola. Also to receive gifts this morning is the Chief of Defense Training, Rear Admiral A.A. Shetima. Next is the Commander, Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Aligbe, General Service Staff. Next is presentation of souvenir to the special guest of honor. It is now time to make a very special presentation to the special guest of honor. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede, ably represented by the Commander Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Aligbe, General Service Staff. The special guest of honor, sir, very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, for everything that has a beginning, there must surely be an end. But before bringing this ceremony to a close, the center would like to thank individuals, formations, units, and organizations that have contributed to making this passing out ceremony of disengaging participants of the Nigerian Forces Settlement Center Course 1 of 2025 a success. Before bringing the vote of thanks, permit me to make a few announcements. At the end of the proceedings here, there will be a group photograph at the Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center photo stand. Accordingly, graduates are requested to form up at the photo stand, while the special guest of honor and other dignitaries will be ushered to the VIP room just behind the auditorium. Thereafter, the Commandant will lead the special guest of honor and other dignitaries to the photo stand, after which the special guest of honor and other dignitaries will be ushered to General Olonishakin Exhibition Arena to see made in Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center products. The special guest of honor will then be led by the Commandant and other distinguished invited guests seated on the platform from the arena to the groundbreaking of Nigerian Armed Forces Settlement Center Officers' Wife Association New Administrative Club, after which we will proceed for lunch at the Officers' Mess and Danjuma Hall, respectively. I shall now hand over to Commander C.P. Oche for the rest of the proceedings. Commander C.P.
Special guest of honor, so may I bring the indulgence of the special guest of honor to recognize in our midst the representative of the executive governor of Ondo State who joined us just a while ago, Chief Charles Olubenga Atiba. Welcome, sir. I shall now respectfully invite the Deputy Commandant, Major General Oyelade, to please give the vote of thanks on behalf of the Deputy Commandant.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatubosun Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, ably represented by the Commander Training and Doctrine Command, Nigerian Army, Major General K.O. Aligbe, General Service Staff, the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Defense Training, Rear Admiral I.A. Shatima, the representative of the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Brigadier General A. Lawal, President, Defense and Police Officers Wives Association, Mrs. Ogogo Gwabi Musa, the Commandant of the Nigerian Forces Resettlement Center, Vice Admiral B.R. Maman, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Major General A.O. Oyela, the MNI, the Deputy Commandant of this prestigious center. It is my duty to move the vote of thanks, to appreciate everyone seated here who has contributed to what we have been doing and what we are doing in this center. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the conclusion of this passing out ceremony, it is my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks to all who have contributed to the success of this event. First and foremost, I would like to thank God Almighty for making this day possible. On behalf of the Commandant, officers and servicemen and women, civilian staff, and the entire Nafrc community, I express our deep and heartfelt gratitude to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, for his leadership and unwavering support of the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center. This support undoubtedly stems from his command philosophy, I quote, to consolidate the transformation of the Nigerian Army towards bequeathing a well-motivated and combat-ready force that can effectively discharge its constitutional responsibility within a joint and multi-agency environment, unquote. We feel privileged to have you here with us today, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. We would like to extend a special thanks to the National Assembly members, particularly those on the Committee on Defense, for their ongoing support to the center. Even though the committee members are unable to attend this occasion, your dedication to the training of retiring members of the armed forces has greatly highlighted our efforts and contributions to national security and the development of our beloved country. Similarly, our gratitude goes to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Muhammadu Badaru Abubakar, for his leadership and strategic guidance to the center. We also appreciate the Honorable Minister of State for Defense for his ongoing support of our initiatives. Our thanks goes to the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of the Naval Staff, Chief of the Air Staff for their assistance throughout the course, particularly in terms of guidance and provision of both administrative and operational training support. Without this timely support, we would have been challenging for the center to effectively conduct its training program. May I, at this juncture, express our appreciation to all our guests, corporate organizations, government agencies, other startups, and external resource persons who partnered with us for the successful conduct of the training program. These include, but are not limited to, Federal for Industrial Research, which will be for their continued partnership with the center and its training activities. Vodafone Nigeria Limited, for always be there for the center whenever the center comes calling and your condition of services are ready to the center. Our thanks also goes to the State Ministry of Agriculture and Development in all the states and the federal capitals of Abuja. We will also not forget Protect Nigeria Limited for their assistance in training our entrepreneurship and management courses. Lastly but not the least is the Nigerian City of Management for streamlining our center's training curriculum in line with the current management trend. To the spouses of our servicemen and women who salute your courage, sacrifices, tenacity, and commitment in supporting our fellow soldiers over the past 5 years. Without your dedication in keeping the home force stable, the achievement may not have been possible. Therefore, kind condition of senior government official, sorry, our special guest of honor, it is my honor to announce that today we are releasing your husband and wife back to you. Finally, on behalf of the Commandant, staff and the entire community of Nafrc, I would like to express our profound gratitude before my final appreciation of Thanksgiving to our senior VIPs. A critical partner for us over here is Preschool Dignitary. They have been there for us. They are a critical part of what we do here, and they supported us in every of our activities. I say our thanks. Finally, on behalf of the Commandant, staff and the entire community of Nafrc, I would like to express our profound gratitude to the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.P. Musa, our special guest of honor, Lieutenant General O.O.B.D., Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, as well as senior officers who served and retired, especially our past Commandant who are present, and other distinguished guests who have taken the time to join us today. To members of the press and media, thank you for honoring our invitation. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all members of the National Ceremony Organizing Committee for ensuring that everything went according to plan. May the Almighty grant you all safe travels back to destination. Thank you and God bless.
Shall we give the Deputy Commandant another round of applause? The special guests of honor are very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On this note, we have come to the end of this passing out ceremony of retiring participants of Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center Course 1 of 2025. To our invited guests, I do hope you had a nice time with us. For we, the Anchor, it has been our pleasure having you as members of today's audience, as you made our job easy with your pleasant disposition. Until we meet again, on behalf of the Commandant, officers, personnel, participants, and staff of this prestigious center, I say thank you, safe journey to your respective destination. God bless you all. Shall we all rise as the special guest of honor takes his fanfare? The graduates may now proceed for the group photograph, and thereafter the Commandant will lead the VIPs for the photograph. Participants can now file out for the group photograph. Wait. Okay. Participants, hold on, participants. Let them be going.